Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. As always, it's me, the Smithy D. In today's episode, I'm going to be reviewing Darth Tyranno's Count Dooku into Zeta or not to Zeta. In these videos, we have a full look at the character, explain their abilities, and go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. This will hopefully help you make an informed decision if you want to farm, gear, or even Zeta Count Dooku.
I've been looking forward to this.
Excluding any mods at max gear, Count Dooku comes with 167 speed, which makes him 3 less speed than the fastest character in the game. If you are not aware who that is, then that person would be the TIE Fighter pilot with 170 speed. He has low health sitting at 16,473 with some really low protection sitting at 14,021. His tenacity is 27%, but he has a whopping 75% potency. Stats wise, excluding his speed and potency, he is on the very weak side. His basic and special attack hit for an extremely low number, we're talking around the 4k mark. That's of course non-crit. However, he gains damage boosts on his counter attacks. In my opinion, his stats are on the early game side. He has a 0% health steal. This could mean Dooku will not survive past the first few turns if not Zeta'd or not under a Nihilus leadership. His basic attack is called Hinder Impress. Omegaed at level 8, this deals physical damage to the target enemy with a 50% chance to attack again. These attacks have a 25% chance to stun for 1 turn and a 25% chance to inflict an ability block for 1 turn. Debuff chances are doubled against Jedi and this attack cannot be countered. So you have an attack that has a 25% chance to inflict a negative effect. If this does proc and the attack goes in for the stun or ability block, this can also still be resisted, so it will need to go through the potency and tenacity check, so it is not guaranteed that you're going to be stunning the target or even ability blocking them. However, Dooku does have a 50% chance to attack again, but the damage from these attacks are quite low. These attacks cannot be countered, so if you were to attack Base 5s or another Dooku, they will not counter attack. This basic attack is ideal under a Nihilus leadership or versus Jedi like General Kenobi, or for the Rancor raid under a Zeta Darth Vader. Count Dooku's first and only special ability is called Force Lightning. This has a 3-turn cooldown and at Omega level 8 this deals special damage to the target enemy with a 50% chance to shock and stun them for 1 turn and a 50% chance to stun a random enemy. Debuff chances are doubled against Jedi. This special ability is a very unique ability and it has a 100% chance to inflict a shock or stun versus Jedi, but it can still be resisted. What I really do like about this ability that it does also have a 50% chance to stun a random enemy ally. You may mostly use this ability on the popular General Kenobi. The biggest issue is that shock can only be applied for 1 turn compared to Emperor Palpatine that can apply shock on his basic for 3 turns. His leader ability is called Master Technician. At level 8, Omegaed, all allies gain 15% evasion and gain offense up for 2 turns whenever they evade. This leadership ability was once one of the best, but as times have changed, the leadership ability has stayed the same. This leadership would no longer be arena viable, and it's fair to say it's no longer worth them 3 Omegas. His only unique ability is called Flawless Riposte. At level 8 Zeta, Count Dooku has 100% counter chance. In addition, whenever he attacks outside his turn, he deals 30% more damage and has a 25% chance to gain 45% turn meter, recovers 10% protection and gains critical hit immunity for 1 turn. So let's have a look at which part is the Zeta. 20 Zeta and 13 Omegas are going to give Dooku 15% counter damage, recover 10% protection and gain critical hit immunity on a counter attack. This sounds really good on paper, but how does it play out in reality? So the 10% protection regain is only on his counter attacks, same as his critical immunity. So let's say you mod your Count Dooku with a total of 20,000 protection, 10% per counter attack is 2000 protection regain. Granted, he can attack again, so you could be looking at a maximum or around 4k protection regain. A lot of arena viable characters in this day and age can hit for more than a 4k non-crit. If you run him under a Zeta, more Zeta in him can hurt the character. With Dooku giving himself critical immunity could stop him going into stealth. If he does go into stealth, he's also not going to be able to be attacked unless it's from an area of effect attack. This then hinders his counter attacking and protection regain. If you decide to run your Count Dooku with a General Kenobi, this could also stop General Kenobi taunting. The protection regain is really nice, but will it be enough to keep this character alive in a competitive arena with stun and dazed used across the board? These will completely put an end to this counter attacking, no counter attacks, no protection regain. Dark side characters are on the losing side when it comes to cleansers. Savage is too little too late. So it brings us back to Nihilus, and Dooku under this leadership really makes this team arena viable and does not require any Zetas on Count Dooku. A Zeta Nihilus leadership will give Dooku 150% health steal per attack, that is, and boy, he is hard to kill, but healing immunity, daze or stun will put a stop to Count Dooku. So it's come to that time where we're going to be looking at the good, the bad and the ugly. Starting off, as always, we're going to be looking at the good. He is extremely fast at 167 speed, so he is one of the fastest characters within Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. He has good gear requirements with 2 raid, 440 gold and 830 purple gear requirements. He has 100% counter attack chance. Nihilus leadership turns him into a real beast, and he is a must for that team. He can also apply negative effects which include ability block, stun and shock. So we've gone over the good, and now let's have a look at the bad. He has low damage for an attacker. His profile states that he is a high damage attacker with stun, bonus attacks and incredible counter attacking. He is very far from a high damage attacker. He has low health sitting at 16,473 and low protection sitting at 14,021, which would be expected for a high attacking character, but unfortunately Dooku is none of that. He has no health steal, so all these counter attacks without that Zeta or Nihilus lead, he will not be regaining any health. So we've gone over the good, we've gone over the bad, now let's have a look at the ugly. The 2 negative effects that completely destroy Count Dooku's character is stun and daze. Dooku can apply shock, but it is only for 1 turn, and in my opinion it's quite pointless for 1 turn. I can understand why Palpatine shocks for 3 turns because he is the Mac Daddy of the Force Lightning in the movies, but I would have liked to see that Dooku could at least apply shock for 2 turns. As part of my reviews, I grade the character from A to D. A being game changing or the ultimate all-round character. Characters that you would find in this area are Darth Nihilus, Boba Fett, Rex, Zeta Kylo Ren, Zeta Darth Vader and Death Trooper. B is a really good character, one of the best in the game, but it isn't a must own. Characters that I would put in this area are R2-D2, Zeta Maul and Jedi Knight Anakin. C are okay characters, worth the farm, but not important enough to farm over other characters and may only be viable in certain builds that make them shine. So far I think I have only put Director Krennic in this area. D is the bottom of the fish barrel, bad characters and probably only worth the farm if you're bored or you want to try something new. So far I have only put Pow in this area. I am currently working on building this up as I want to do a ton more of character reviews. Maybe rename it Superhero Hero Sidekick and Croupy. After a lot of thinking and researching, in my opinion Count Dooku only really shines under a Nihilus leadership. He is definitely a must-have for that build, and if Nihilus was the only leadership in this game, then Dooku definitely would be worthy of an A. But as we know, Nihilus is not the only leadership in the game, and the character overall, including his Zeta, in my opinion, does not do enough to change his grade. Count Dooku gets a C grade. Dooku recently had a small buff to him and a Zeta upgrade, but what I would really like to see if a rework ever happened to him, that his damage does get adjusted. We're talking base stats, not 15, 30 or even 50%, as this isn't going to be a big adjustment because his physical and special damage is very low. I feel his protection and health need increasing a little bit more, as compared to the likes of Kylo Ren, Dooku had nothing on him in that area. If his base stats were adjusted, I am confident Dooku will climb up the ladder. So what is your thoughts on this video? Do you guys agree with the ranking of Dooku, or would you rank higher? Let me know in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please make sure that you do leave a like and subscribe. I am currently working on a top 5 arena leadership video, so make sure that you are checking back for this exciting video. If you are wanting to see some detailed guides for modding your characters, then please check out gaming-fans.com, the link is in the description below. While you're there, feel free to follow me on Twitter at @thesmithyD. Any music that's been put in the background will also be found in the description. Thank you very much for watching today. I'm the SmithyD. May the Force be with you always.